Hi all, good morning, and welcome to the SQL training course. Today is the demo session, but demo means like if you have any question, you can ask, and then I will start the regular class. So, quick introduction about myself. I am Mohammed Tanveer Khan. I have around 13 years of experience, 1 3, in IT industry. Throughout my career, I have worked in finance domain for service-based and product-based companies. And my technology landscape in which I have worked is ATL, database, and data warehouse. So throughout my career, my technology landscape and my domain in which I have worked is same. Domain is finance, and the technology architecture is like ETL, database, data warehouse, and the skill set which I possess is like SQL, Python, and Unix shell scripting. So that is all about me. So quickly, I will tell you about the course. So like here, we are covering from the basic till advanced SQL. Hope you can see my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So in this course, we will be covering from basic till advanced SQL, and we assume that our participant they don't know anything about SQL. Literally speaking, we start from scratch. Okay. So we will tell you what is SQL, why SQL is gaining a lot of momentum these days in IT industry, why it is a bread and butter these days in IT industry, why a lot of non-IT folks they are moving into the IT industry with the help of SQL and all these things. Okay. This is the curriculum we'll be covering during the course. So this has been designed like this will help especially who are planning for data analyst, data engineer, business analyst, okay, SQL developer, ETL developer means anyone who is planning to work in data related job profile. This course curriculum will help you. Okay. And like this was a weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday, morning 8 to 10, 2 hours daily. Okay, and then after each and every class, we share, and this is totally a like hands-on session. Okay, we do coding. I don't have any PPT. We don't go through the theory part only. So it's 90% hands-on, practical. Okay. So once the class is over, after each and every class, we will be sharing you classroom recordings, okay, and assignments. On an average, we share 10 assignment questions on a daily basis. Sometimes it can be 15, sometimes it can be 7, 8, 13. So on an average, 10 assignment questions will be shared with you on a daily basis. Overall, throughout the course, you'll be having approx 200 to 250 assignment questions. Okay. And then apart from that, the classroom, like the coding what we have done, the workbook in which we have taught you. So we'll be discussing all those things. So we will share 4 documents on a daily basis. The first one is the recording, the second is the assignment, the third one is the classroom notes, and the fourth is the workbook. Okay, so these all things will be shared with you on a daily basis. So it takes around 3 to 4 hours once the class is over to be shared with you. Okay. Session is purely interactive. You are free to ask any question at any point of time. Okay. And we request our participants to make the session interactive, ask questions. Okay. Don't feel hesitate in asking questions. Fine. But but one thing is like we cannot break the sequence. Suppose if I am teaching you this one, upper lower case, okay, and you are asking question from this and operator. So we cannot jump to that, okay, because it breaks the sequence. So for that, what we have is once the class is over, then if you have any question from anywhere, you can ask. But during the class, we are sorry, we cannot break that flow because we have many participants, many folks who are very new to the IT industry. They will get confused. Okay, but yes, if you have any question, you can stay on the call. And at the end of this session, you can ask any question from anywhere and we can discuss on it. Okay. So, like suppose if we have taken the session today, we will share the assignment questions. Then the next day we discuss the assignment questions. If you have any question in the assignment by solving it, you can ask the questions and we discuss those questions in the class. Okay. Even if you're getting a struck after it, you can share your question on our group. You know, like we have a group, you can share your question there. You can ask the question, you can ask for the solution. Okay. And apart from this, we have a separate alumni group. Okay. I know a few of the participants are there from existing batch. So, you know, like we have an alumni group. So in that alumni group, we have only the participants of our institute. Okay. The purpose is like we know that once you complete the course and then if you are practicing the SQL query, so you can get a stuck. Or if you're working in your official project, so you can get stuck somewhere. Maybe you're not able to understand the logic or you're getting some error message. So you can ask those questions in that group. Okay. And you can ask questions from the regular assignment as well. So don't think that once the course is over, the relationship is over. No, you are free. You can ask question at any point of time in that group. Maybe if I will be occupied, I will not be answer that at that moment. But I try my level best to answer each and every question. But we have many other participants. They all will pitch in. So everyone means that they will be having a very healthy discussion there. Apart from that, sorry. Apart from that, we on each weekend, okay, evening 7 to 8. Sorry, each weekend evening 7 to 8 we have an resume building session, interview preparation session, how to prepare for interview and all those things, mock interview. Those who have cracked any job offers, so we take session with them, so they share their interview experience. So these all platform we provide so that the participants, the folks who has joined us, they should get benefited from what all possible ways we have. Okay, so that's all about myself and the way how we teach, how we have designed this course. If you have any question, you can ask, else we will start the class. Please ask if you have any question. Is the voice low or what?
So, the afternoon sessions they happen on which day? The one that you were mentioning about 7 to 8 for
No,
resume
no, no.
preparation.
That is especially for the students or the participants of our institute
Uh-huh.
that we conduct every weekend, only sometime on Saturday, sometime on Sunday. Okay,
Mm.
between 7 to 8 p.m. IST, 1 hour, or sometime it can be 1.5 hours. Okay,
Okay.
Sir,
so
what?
that is something a regular session. It will happen on weekend. You will find the participants of different batches. They will be attending those sessions. So that is a generic group for the participants of Techlist Academy only. So because we know that apart from the skill sets, you should also be strong in the soft skills, the communication skills, how to prepare resume, how to answer the tough questions which are asked in the interview, and many other things. Okay, so that's the intention of that session.
Sir,
Yeah.
SQL is related to Excel.
Okay, good question. Let me tell you about that sequel. Okay. So quickly, I will not go in detail. Okay, but quickly I will tell you because I know many from non-technical background. Still, for you, SQL is a fancy word. So SQL stands for a structured query language. Okay. So you might be thinking why it is known as a structure. So there is a very big story at the back end why it is known as structure. So we'll discuss it down the line. Okay. So why SQL? The reason is before 2010 or before 2015, you know, like we were having very limited social media sets, right? Like Facebook was there, but before 2010, if you go, Facebook was there, but it was not that much popular, right? YouTube was there, but it was not that much popular. So if you remember, like after 2015, the volume of data which is getting generated is very huge. Either you take the example of YouTube, Facebook, Flipkart, Amazon, or any other platform, they are generating a lot of data. Okay. So now companies, they have to understand the data. Then only they can understand how their company is performing, right? Then only they can understand how their company is performing, where they're making more profit, or where the company is making loss, right? So overall, the company, the organizations, they have to process the data, they have to understand the data, and then only they can understand how the business is performing. So this SQL language, so this helps a company or organization to store data, to process data, and to fetch meaningful information from data. Suppose the CEO of a particular company, he wants to know that, okay, in 2022, what was the profit in quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, and how the profit has increased or decreased. What is the percentage increase or decrease? In which location the profit has increased, in which location profit has decreased, in which department profit has increased or decreased, right? So for that, if you know SQL, if you're very smart in SQL, so quickly you will write a query and you can fetch all this information and you can prepare a report. And so that based on that report, your company, your CEO or the CTO or the company, they can take some decisions, right? So that is one of the benefit of SQL language. And this is not a programming language. Okay, so please don't compare this with your C, Java, or .NET or C Sharp or any other things. No, this is nowhere related to those languages. Those are the programming language. The SQL is a query language. Many participants, they have this misconception that Tanvir, I don't know the basics of SQL. How I can learn SQL? Sorry, I don't know the basics of C, Java. So how I can learn SQL? So guys, those C, Java, .NET, they are the programming language. For them, prerequisites are different. This is SQL. This is a query language. For this, the skill sets are different. Okay, it is not mandatory that you should know the basics of the other programming languages in order to understand SQL. It is nothing like that. Okay, that's why we will start it from scratch. Okay. Hope I answered your question. I know I have not answered in a very detailed manner because when we will start the course, we will see, we will feel those things. Okay, but in a nutshell, this is the reason that we have the SQL nowadays, and the companies, they're looking for the SQL expertise. It is a bread and butter. If anyone wants to work in the IT industry, this is a bread and butter, because any of the job profile, or you go for AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, recommendation engine, right? They all work on top of data. So if you know how to process data, how to store data, how to clean data, and all those things, then you can create some good algorithm for AI or ML, and that is why each and every company nowadays, they are looking for SQL expertise. Okay. Hope I answered the question, Dheeraj.
Yes, sir. And besides SQL, what do you teach in other courses?
Besides SQL, in our institute, we have Python, Power BI, ETL, Advanced Excel, complete data analytics course, data engineering course. This is all we have. So if you need the details about that, so we can connect offline. I don't want to deviate from the SQL topic now. So
Okay,
let's stick to SQL. You please connect with me offline. Okay, I will give you detail of the other courses as well.
fine, fine. Thank you.
No issues. Any other question, anyone?
Yes, sir. I have one question.
Yes, yes, please.
We deal with the data by using the data science. Then, what's the importance of SQL, or what is the difference between data science as well as in SQL?
Okay, what is the difference between data science and SQL? Okay.
Because by using data science or the library like pandas, we manipulate on data and find out the question related to the data. So, what's the need of SQL?
Okay. So I will answer this. So actually, there is a lot of confusion between data science, data engineer, especially between these two. A lot of confusion. Okay, like what is data science? What is data engineer? And what are the prerequisites? Like suppose that if I want to go for data science, then what all modules, what all courses I have to learn, right? Either you go for data science or data engineer, one thing is common. Or you go for business analyst, or you go for data analyst, or you go for Power BI developer, or any other business intelligence model. Okay, or maybe like ETL developer. This is also known as SQL developer, or you go for ETL tester. One thing is common in all this job profile is they work on top of data. One thing is common. They work on top of data. It means they handle data. Okay. Data engineers are the one who create pipelines, data pipelines. The data pipelines means, like suppose I will give you a very simple example. Okay. Suppose in your project, suppose you have to calculate the simple interest. The formula is P into R into T, right? So the data engineers are the one who will apply all these business formulas or the transformation logic. Okay. And based on this logic, the data will be transformed and then they will be loaded in the access layer. Okay. So there are different layers in an ETL project, like a staging layer, integration layer, access layer. So I'm telling you at a very high level. So data engineer will process the data, they will load data in the access layer. Now in the access layer, your data analyst, okay, they will come into picture and they will analyze the data. Okay, and here your data science also comes into picture. Data science is like it's an overall process starting from the source team. When the source team has sent you the data, you are cleaning the data, you are removing the junk values, you are removing the null values, you are cleaning it, you're removing duplicates, then you are transforming the business logics. Okay, then you're loading into the access layer. From the access layer, you are showing that on the report. So this entire thing comes under data science. Okay, and for this you should know SQL, like SQL and then Python. Okay, SQL is required, Python is required, and then advanced Excel is required, and then Power BI. Okay, and then you should know basics of ETL as well. I'm talking especially those who are from non-IT. These all modules you should know if you want to work in any of this job profile. Okay, means there will be little bit deviations. Like if you're planning for data engineer, then Power BI is not required. Okay. Now the question is why SQL and Python? See, SQL language will help you to only fetch data, okay, as per the business requirement. Now Python has a lot of inbuilt libraries like you have Panda, NumPy, what you told, okay, then you have Matplot and many other libraries are there. Okay. So there are scenarios when you want to automate your task, okay, or you want to create some more data frame or you want to do some sampling. Okay. So those things you can perform easily using Python. But Python again has some limitations which you cannot do using Python. So in those cases, we take the help of SQL to fetch useful data from the database, okay, or the data repository. So this SQL and Python, they both have their own pros and cons. Okay. If you will tell that with the help of SQL, I can do all the analysis, that will be a little bit difficult. If you will tell with the help of Python alone, I can do, so no, you cannot do it alone. So you have to take the help of both of them. So that is why through Python, you can connect any database and you can write SQL queries on top of it. Okay, so that's the reason both of them are required. Okay, and even advanced Excel is also required. So all these modules on a high level, if anyone is planning for data analytics or data engineering course, I'm telling at a very high level, these all modules are required. Okay, have I answered the question what you're asking?
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Any other question? And I will request guys that instead of texting or messaging is possible, please ask directly. Okay. So Neha has asked, is there any certification given after course completion? Yes, we share certificates once you will complete the course. Then is any job support also? Yes, in the terms of job support is we will give you referrals because in our group we have folks who are HR on different companies. We have delivery managers. So whenever they have some opening, they share in the group. So from that you can apply. Or whenever we come across some openings, we share that in the group, so you can apply there. Okay. And one more initiative we have that in the alumni group, we have approx 500 participants there. So they're working in different companies. So whenever they have some opening in their company, so they used to publish that in the group, and then you can apply there. Okay. Sumit is asking, can you start a dedicated batch in Hindi? I think there will be too many students who are willing to learn in Hindi. Sure, Sumit, I will take this as a feedback or suggestion. So we can plan it. But in this course, will be strictly the mode of communication will be in English. But if anyone is struggling in asking question in English, you can ask in Hindi. That's not a problem. But I will be communicating in English only. Rishma is asking, I'm totally non-technical background. Can please tell me how SQL helped me? Is it possible to learn SQL because I'm not aware of any technical language? See, yes, I have mentioned. So there is no prerequisite for this. Okay. So we will start from scratch, from the basics. What is SQL? How to create table? How to store data and all these things. So with the help of SQL, if you know SQL, so trust me, 50% of the interview for all these job profiles will be done for you. Okay. So SQL is a bread and butter. So all these job profiles, they need SQL. If you are thinking, if you're planning that, no, Tanvir, I just want to get any job quickly in IT industry, then I will suggest you to go for ETL testing job profile because it needs SQL and then basics of Python only. Okay. And then basics of ETL, which will be hardly 3 to 4 months course, hardly 3 to 3 months. Okay. And then you can grab a job easily as a ETL tester. Okay. Any other question? ETL is a tool or concept? ETL is a concept. Okay. To process ETL, okay, we have many tools like you have Informatica, you have Talent, many other tools are there. But ETL is a what I can say. It's a technology. Okay, it's an architecture which stands for extract, transform, and load. ETL, extract, transform, and load. So we have a separate batch for it, ETL. So it's maybe like by end of maybe we'll plan to start a new batch for ETL, but we have recording as well because we have taken earlier many batches on ETL. If anyone is interested, they can connect with me. But those who are very new to this IT industry, they must know the basics of ETL. That is theoretical only. Okay. You'll get a lot of idea about the project, what happens in many basic terms and terminologies related to database, data warehouse. Okay. So any other question, guys?
Tanvir, this is Azhar from the
Right.
side. Yeah, actually, which platform do you use SQL in the sense like we have Teradata
Good.
and we have multiple, right? Oracle, Microsoft, and everything. So, which is the best or which one you will be going through?
Sure. I will answer this. So actually, you all must have heard about Oracle, then Microsoft SQL Server, then MySQL, then you have data, then you have Netezza, you have Postgres these days. Okay, so you see, these are the different databases. Like in car, you have various companies, Tata, Hyundai, Honda, right? And then you have many other companies, right? So these are the different database. Once you will understand SQL, you know the basics of SQL, how to write queries. So you can write query on any platform, whether Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, any other platform. They're like a databases. Okay, so don't think that okay, I have learned SQL on Oracle. So, but in my company, they are working on Microsoft SQL Server. So how I can write queries? No, that's not a problem. If you know how to ride a Tata car, you can ride a Hyundai car as well. The concept is same, right? Accelerator, brake, and clutch. So it is one and the same. So I will be teaching you on Oracle and Microsoft SQL Server, but you can practice on any platform, your wish. Okay, but those who are from non-IT background, okay, non-technical background, my recommendation is practice on Oracle. Okay. So I during my course, I'll be practicing on Oracle as well as Microsoft SQL Server. So I will suggest you to practice on this too. But I'm not telling you hard and fast that no, you have to practice this only. If you're telling that no, Tanvir, in my project, in my office, they are working on Postgres. I want to practice on this. Your wish, you can practice on this because whatever I will be teaching you, you can practice on any database you wish. Okay. Then I will tell you that how to do installation, where to practice. Few of you will be having concern that Tanvir, I have official laptop. They will not allow me to download. I will answer all those things that how to do it. Don't worry about that. Izar, have I answered the question?
Yes, certainly. Thanks so much.
Naresh is asking, is there any project explaining in the end of this session about the movement of data, raw data analysis and reporting by using C? Naresh, actually, ETL is a very big architecture. Okay, it has extraction is separate team, transformation is separate team. Let me write it here. ETL, E stands for extraction. Okay, T stands for transformation, and L stands for loading. Actually, your all this job profile, whatever I have written, or maybe you all have heard about this. So they all are working on ETL actually. Okay, even your artificial intelligence, your machine learning, your recommendation engine, they all work on top of ETL. Even your cloud, you're hearing about cloud and all these things. So the basic thing is ETL. Okay, so what you're asking, so for that, uh, the concepts whatever I'll be delivering you during the course, that will be in line with the real-time project in which I have worked. So I'll be giving you the examples of the real-time project. So assignment questions, they will also be in line with the real-time project in which we have got all our trainers, okay, whether it is for Python or Power BI or advanced Excel, they're working in MNCs, okay, as a data analyst or the job profiles, okay. So our lecture, our assignments will be in line with a real-time project. We'll be telling you that in the project where this keyword will be used. Okay, we will be telling you a lot of misconceptions. You see, like here, this is the topics. Okay, suppose if I'm telling you distinct, so I will tell you in the project where to use distinct, where not to use distinct. Okay, which keyword is not good from performance perspective, query optimization. Okay, then at the last, we have this conceptual questions, like 37 conceptual questions are there. So these questions will be asked in interview. So we'll tell you during the course that what are the answers for this question, how you have to answer in the interview. Okay. So net, I will show you the assignment questions on the previous batch. See, like this is a question based on the window function. Yesterday I was taking class for the weekday batch. So this is how we share the question. Okay, first for a few questions we will share solution. For a few questions we will not share solution. This is how we will share the questions with you. Okay, for each and every topic. Like this is for window function, then this is for aggregates. Okay, so have I answered your question? Okay. So Shikhar is asking, can you share with me rails for ETL and Power BI course after this class? Sure, Shikhar, you ping me on my personal window on WhatsApp. We'll share the details for ETL and Power BI as well. Any other question, anyone?
Akshat, this says we just wanted to understand like the data sets that we'll be working on, will it be real data sets or it could be dummy data sets?
Data sets, yeah, I will show you this. Like, you see, when we are starting the course, directly we cannot give you the real-time data sets, okay? But yes, the data sets are in line with the real-time project in which we should be working. Like, see, these are the examples, okay? Like for the questions, like these are the questions what we'll be sharing during the course. Okay, but all these questions, like suppose if this is the data set, and for each and every question we have different data set. It is not like we have a common database and all the assignments will be working on that. No, for each and every question we have different data sets, and these all are in line with the project requirements. Okay, so suppose now this is the question, you have a different data set, we'll be sharing this with you. Okay,
Okay.
any other question?
Is there any expiry date for the recordings shared?
The recordings will be shared on your YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel, and we will share the link with you. That will be shared. We'll give private access to the recordings.
So
And
I
that,
can access it lifelong, is it?
no, it's for 6 months only. Once the course will be over, so like we have it's April end, so I think by June end your course will be over. So from June, 6 months you will be having access. It means like by December till end of this year you'll be having access. But like if you want to renew your access, you can connect with us and we can do this on phone.
Sure, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Any other question, guys?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, just now you explained what is, I mean, that regarding the database, like Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server. So this is where the data is present, or can we write query in this?
These are the platforms on which you can write your SQL queries. Okay, these are different vendors. This is from the Oracle company. This is from Microsoft company. Okay, so this Postgres is an open source. These are different companies. Like how I told you about car, Tata, they also manufacture car. That is one company. Hyundai is a separate company. Honda is a separate company, right? BMW is a
Yeah.
separate company. And like that, they are different companies. They also have their databases. On top of this, you can write your SQL queries. So once you will learn SQL, you can write the same queries on any platform. Like how, like if you know how to write a car, you can write a car of any company, right? The process is same. It's exactly like that. Okay.
Okay.
Any other question, anyone?
So this is Sunita. I'm connecting from New Zealand. So do you cover Spark SQL by any chance? Because I currently work on Databricks.
See, Spark SQL, we are not covering in this course, okay? But yes, we are planning to start a separate batch for Spark SQL. But even for Spark SQL, SQL is the prerequisite. You must know SQL, then you can work on the Spark SQL. And that is one of the important prerequisites if anyone is planning for data engineering role.
All right, yeah.
What is the difference between SQL and Spark SQL? Because as I could see, we can just create the tempo replace view and then we can execute the same SQL in a Spark.
No, there are differences. Okay, because maybe like when I will start the course, I will tell you details. You see, you have SQL, then you have NoSQL. Okay, you have a Spark SQL. So just give me some time. I will give you the full differences and the details, like what are the differences between them. Why you cannot use SQL with the unstructured or semi-structured data, then why you have to go for NoSQL. NoSQL is not only SQL. For that, you have MongoDB and all those things, right? Then why we go for Spark SQL, especially when we're handling huge volume of data and heterogeneous data. So we'll discuss in detail. Okay, so give me some time. When you start the course, we'll discuss it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question, guys? Anyone? No? Okay. So quickly, few of you, can you tell me, I know like it's difficult to ask from each one of you. Few of you, can you tell me your expectations from this course? Why you are joining this course, or what are your expectations? Who wants to share? Anyone?
For
Actually,
better job,
Sorry, to get a job.
better job,
Better job. Better job in IT industry?
anywhere.
Yeah, that's okay. Maybe. Better job. Okay, next.
I want to solve the complex business logic with the help of the SQL. So to master in that, I have joined this.
Then. So are you already working in a project and you're struggling to solve complex queries?
Yeah.
Anyone else who wants to share your expectations on this course?
Yeah, Tanvir. So to understand the basic of SQL, like how it is working, the SQL engine, everything.
It's how the engine works. How the SQL engine works. Okay, sure. Anyone else? Any other thought? Feel free to share your thoughts.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some basics of SQL, but I want to master in it and wanted to solve the complex query to crack.
Same thing, solve
Yeah,
complex business logics, right?
yeah, and to switch to the data analytics. Right now, I am not into the IT, so I want to switch in IT.
Okay, okay, fine, got it. So overall, I know like a few of the folks in this group, so you want to learn SQL because you have heard a lot about SQL and you know like SQL is a prerequisite if you want to switch into the data analytics course, right? Or you want to perform data analysis, then SQL is a prerequisite, that's a bread and butter. So you are completely right. And then few of you are already working in a project, but you are struggling to write complex queries or to solve complicated business requirements, right? Many of you know, many of you want to understand how the SQL engine works. So fine, we will be discussing all these things in the course and hope your expectations will be met. So let me start the course now, okay? And fine. First of all, SQL stands for a structured query language. Okay, and why this language, this computer language, is different from other languages? Like you might have heard about C, Java, .NET, COBOL, and all those things. The difference is this is a query language. You have to write a query and you have to fetch some data from the database. This is the main task of a SQL. Like I told you, like the CEO of your company wants to understand that, okay, how much profit we made in the quarter 1 2022. Okay. Getting some background noise. Okay. Or maybe in 2022 quarter 2. So if you're very strong in SQL, if you're smart in SQL, you can quickly write a query and you can give that information. So that is why we need SQL. Okay. So first of all, for that, you have to store data. Okay. The first thing is to store data. So first of all, I will tell you how to store data. Okay. To store data, we need a table. Like if you want to stay somewhere, we need a house, right? You can stay in house. So similarly, in the database world, table is like a house where you can store or save data that is known as table. Hope it is clear. So suppose I'm taking an example of a table whose name is employee. You can create a table with any name. I'm creating a table with the name employee. You can create a table with the name student, with the name salary, with the name department, with the name profit, with the name loss, your wish. So you can create a table with any name. So suppose I'm creating a table with the name employee. Suppose I'm handling the database of a company. Okay. So in employee table, literally what all informations you want to save? Can you tell me? Can you tell me
Employee
guys?
ID, name, then
Ah,
department.
right. In any company, you will be having the first thing is like employee ID, then you'll be having employee name, the department in which they're working, right? And maybe their salary. Okay, these are the basic information so they're present in any company, right? So now, so these all are known as columns. So I can have that employee ID, suppose is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so like these are the employee ID. And employee name is suppose Rakesh, and we have Abdul, okay, we have John, we have Yusuf. And the departments are like they're working in HR. Okay, someone's working in sales, and someone working in research. Okay, and someone is working in let's suppose again HR. And salary, suppose this is earning 500, this is 700, this is 600, this is 200. This is just a dummy data I'm showing you, that in any database, or sorry, in any table, you will save data in this format. Okay, so this is a employee table, and in this table, so you can see these are known as columns: employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. These all are columns. Okay, hope it is clear. So columns are employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. Now, is there any limitation on the number of columns in a table? So no, there is no limitation. In this employee table, how many columns you have as of now? Only 4 columns, right? But you can create a table with n number of columns. Like suppose if you want to add a new column like location, so you can add location as well, that they are located in which location. You can add that. If you want to store the information about their age, you can add age as well. Okay, so it is up to your wish. So just to keep the thing simple, as of now, I have kept only 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. So these all are the columns. And these all are rows. Like this is one row, employee ID 1, name is Rakesh, he is working in HR department and earning salary 500. So this is one record, or this is one row. Similarly, employee ID 2, name is Abdul, department is sales, salary 700. And this is another record. So in this table total, how many records you have? We have 4 records and 4 columns. If you want to insert one more record, you can insert it. So suppose you have Tom, he is working as HR, and salary is 300. So now how many records you have in this table? How many records you have, guys? Now you have 5 records in this table. This is first record, this is second record, this is third, this is fourth, and this is 5. Now I have a question. Do we have any restriction on the number of records in a table? Like, can we keep only 5 records, only 10 records, only 100 records? Is there any restriction?
No.
No, there is no restriction. In a table, you can create n number of records, like 10,000 records, 20,000 records, 1 million records, 10 million records. There is no restriction on that. Similarly, in a table, you can create a table with n number of columns. Here I have 4 columns only. You can create 100 columns in a table. That is also allowed. Okay, so we'll see all those examples one by one. So do you have any questions so far? Anyone?
No.
Okay. So can you tell me why we need table?
Store data.
To store data, right? If you will go to your local departmental store, so where they're storing data, they have a register, right? In the register, they will store data, that today how many transactions we have done and all those things. But when you will go to a mart, okay, or to a family mart, or to like Big Bazaar or to Reliance, you will find that the cashier, they have a small like a computer, they have a desktop, right? So there they will make an entry. So automatically when they will do the transaction, when they will scan the product, so automatically everything will be stored in their in their database. So actually that is getting stored in this format in tables and columns. Hope it is clear. Any questions so far? No? Okay.
No, sir.
Now the thing is, I have shown you here on an Excel sheet that, okay, this is a table, this is all on the columns, but how to replicate this in a database, that is the main thing we will learn here, okay? So how you have to do on all these things, I will tell you. So what you have to do, go to Google, don't do all these things right now. Just write Oracle Live SQL. No need to make a note of anything. We will share all the things with you. So just concentrate here, listen to the lecture. Okay. So you have to write Oracle Live SQL. Even if you're working in your official laptop, this will work. Okay. That is why we practice on a browser. No installation is required. But if anyone is interested that then I want to install, we will tell you separately. Don't worry about that. This is the simplest of all. Okay, and no specific configuration of laptop is required. Even if you have 4 GB RAM, that is more than enough, it will work. Even if you're working in your official laptop, this will work. Don't worry about that, okay? So you have to write Oracle Live SQL. This is provided by the Oracle company. Just click on this. Okay, then you have to click on Start Coding. Click on Start Coding. Everything is getting recorded. We will share the recording with you, so don't worry about the steps. You can go through the recording, you can understand. Okay. After this, when you are logging to the for the first time, you have to click on Create Account. When you will click on Create Account, it will ask your name, your company name, your Gmail ID, and all these things. If you're not working in any company, you can write anything, ABCD, anything. Okay. But you have to give your valid Gmail ID. When you will give your valid Gmail ID, they will send an email on your Gmail ID. You have to confirm it, and then you have to create a username and password, and then an account will be created for you. So this is very simple process. Okay, I already have an account, so I will directly log in using that account. Hope it is clear, guys. Okay.
Yes.
So you have to give your user ID and password, and then you can log into this. This is very, very, very simple. Okay. No special downloading is required. Even if you're working in off your official laptop, if you are, you can practice on that aspect. That is why we prefer on this. So now see, this is the page. This is the landing page. Clear? So far clear? Shall I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Any question, anyone? No?
No,
Okay.
no, Danish.
Okay, now this is the coding bag. This is a coding ground. You can do coding here. Don't worry about all those things. I will tell you one by one each and everything. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, here we have discussed that, and this sheet I will share with you. This is our workbook. We will share with you. Let me show you one thing here. See, this is the sheet of asset daily batch. I will just show you like how we teach. Like yesterday, I was taking class on window functions. So see how we will tell you that how each and every query is getting executed, how engine executes it. So like this, we will be sharing sheet on a daily basis. You can see the daily dates are there, and this will be shared with you. So don't worry about that. Don't please don't make a note of anything. Just listen to the lecture. Everything will be shared with you. Okay. So this is an employee table. So first of all, we have to create a table, right? So to create a table, you have to write create. Okay. So the moment you will write create, your SQL engine will understand that the user wants to create something. Then you have to write table. So it means you want to create a table. Okay. Then you have to write the name. So here we are trying to create a table with the name employee, right? I have shown you here now that we are trying to create a table with the name employee. So you have to write here, create table employee. So from this, Your SQL engine will understand that, okay, the user. So here, who is the user? I am the user, Tanvir, right? So my SQL engine will understand that, oh, Tanvir wants to create a table with the name employee. Very simple. Got it? Okay. Then after this, so like suppose if you want to construct a house, okay, so you will tell to that engineer, no, that okay, I want to construct a house. I have maybe 1,000 square feet area, and I want 3 bedrooms. I want a balcony. I want a dining space. I want this kitchen area, the playground, blah blah blah, right? So like this here, now you have to tell to SQL engine the column names. So what are the column names here? These are the column names. So then you have to tell to SQL engine that I want to create this employee table with this column names, employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. And this you have to keep within bracket. Is this clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, it is exactly same as you are constructing a house. So you will give these details to that design engineer, no, when he will design your house, that okay, how many rooms you want, right? Do you want parking space or not, and all those things. So similarly, I'm telling SQL engine that SQL, I want to create a table with the name employee. Here I have written employee, but this is your wish. You can create a table with any name. Even I can write here name Tanvir. The SQL will create a table with the name Tanvir. This is allowed. Okay. So I am taking the name here, employee. Okay. And these all are the column names: employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. So far, any question?
No.
Is this clear? Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
suppose if you have one more column with the name location, so just give comma and then write location. Okay, so you can have n number of columns in a table. There is no restriction. Like when you're designing your house, when you're constructing your house, based on the area, you can have a lot of rooms. You can build a house with 5 rooms, with 10 rooms, right? So no one will stop you for that. But you should have that much area. So exactly in that way, you can create a table with n number of columns. To keep the thing simple, I have just taken 4 columns here. Okay. Now, after this, sorry, after this, you have to tell the SQL engine the data type. The data type we will discuss in detail after 2 to 3 classes. Data type is like you have to tell the SQL engine that in these columns, what type of data you are going to store. Like suppose you have thrown a party, right? And you have invited 10 guests. So you must know that out of those 10 guests, how many of them wants to go for veg, how many of them prefer non-veg, right? So you will collect all those informations, right? Similarly, here, when you're creating a table and you are giving the name of the tables, then you have to tell to the SQL engine that what type of data you are going to store here. So generally in employee ID, I have shown you here in employee ID, what type of data I have stored. These all are numbers, right? Numbers or integers, correct? Drawing. Just a minute. Please don't do this drawing, guys. Okay. So in this employee ID, you'll be storing numbers. So whenever in any column, if you're storing numbers or integers, then you have to write here int after this. So from this, it is clear to the SQL engine that Tanveer wants to create a table with the name employee, and in this table, he wants a column with, whose name is empid, that is employee ID. And in this, he has mentioned the data type as int. Int stands for integer. It means in this column, he will store only integers or numbers. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
And now don't correlate this with Python. I know that in Python you don't have to do this. The Python has that intelligence that automatically he will understand the nature of the data. Please don't correlate this with that. Okay. Otherwise you will get confused. Now in employee name. So in this column employee name, what is the nature of data? This is alphabets. Right? These all are alphabets. So whenever you want to store alphabets, you have to write varchar and then 50. Now hold on here. You must be thinking, why Tanvir you have written 50? Can I write 100? Can I write 1? Can I write 10? So I will answer all these things down the line. Okay, I don't want to bring all the concepts at the same time. Maybe you will get confused. So that's why we will learn in an incremental fashion. Okay. So the one thing is, whenever in a column you want to save or you want to store the data, which is alphabets, A, B, C, D, Abdul, Mohan, Rohan, Sohan, David, John, Delhi, India, Europe, anything like alphabets, the data type should be varchar 50. I'm not answering it now. Why I have written 50? After few classes, maybe tomorrow we will discuss why I have written 50. What will happen if I will write 1? Can I write 100? We will discuss about all these things. So please don't bother, don't think about that as of now. Okay. Few of you might be thinking that Tanvir, but in my project I am writing char only, CHR. I will tell you about that as well. That when you have to use char, when you have to use varchar. Few of you might be thinking that Tanvir, but I am writing varchar too. We will discuss it. Okay, all those things we will discuss. Don't worry. Okay. So net, when you want to store the data which is of numbers or integers data type, you have to write int. When you want to store the data which is of alphabets type, you have to write varchar 50. Is this clear so far?
Yes, Tanvir.
Okay,
Yes.
any question? And feel free to ask question. I know many of you are from non-technical background. These all things will be very new to you. At certain point of time, you might be thinking that I'm talking Latin and Greek. Okay, so don't worry. What all question is there? So go ahead and you can ask. Okay. So now tell me, for department, what should be the data type? INT or varchar 50? What should I write here?
Varchar.
Varchar.
Okay, let's check here. Department. What type of data you are storing here? This is alphabet or number?
Alphabets.
Alphabets. Okay. So for alphabets, I have told you to keep varchar. So I will keep here varchar 50. So copy this and paste it here. Few of you might be thinking that Tanvir, if I want to store alphanumeric, right? We'll discuss it. Okay, so don't worry. Now in salary, you tell me what should the data type?
Integer.
Integer. Okay. Okay, it will be integer. Few databases, they accept number as well, but intentionally I'm not telling you all those things right now. We'll learn all these things slowly one by one. Okay, so this is clear. Then at the last you have to put this semicolon. Okay, and
So
then
I have a
select.
doubt. Can I ask?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Because here you have mentioned employee ID as an integration and for employee name is a worker, right? So instead of things like, we cannot write employee ID in numbers and employee name in the alphabets like that. We cannot
I will
use that
come to
word.
that. I will come to that. That's the
Okay.
next topic. We will discuss it. Okay.
Tanvir, I mean, like, I have another doubt with regards to varchar. I'm presuming that varchar is, specifically to alphabets. In case I have a name called John Paul II, where you have both numbers and alphabets. So
that is what I
does
told.
that? Yeah.
Alphanumeric. Just give me some time. We will
All right.
discuss it after this.
Thank you, Tanvir. Yeah.
No issues. Any other from this? Do you have any question, guys? Is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Now, this is a simple script to create a table with the name employee. And in this employee table, we have the column employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. And then in front of each and every column, I have mentioned the data type because I have to inform the SQL engine that what type of data we are going to store. Like that, the similar analogy is like you have invited few guests, right? So blindly you cannot serve everyone chicken biryani, right? You don't know that how many of them are veg and how many of them non-veg, right? So beforehand you have to ask them that okay, how many of you will go for veg or will go for non-veg, and then accordingly you have to do some arrangements, right? So similarly, here you have to tell to the SQL engine that this columns, what type of data they will be storing. And accordingly, you have to write the data type. The very straight solution is if a column is storing numbers or integers, you have to write int. If the column is storing alphabets, you have to write varchar 50. Why it is varchar 50? I will answer this after some time. Okay, so once this is done, put semicolon at the last and select this and then click on this run button. You can see the run button here. You can see this run button here, guys.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
just click on the run button. So when you're clicking on the run button, the SQL engine will start processing your query. Okay, now here you will get the output. What is the output? Table is created. So SQL engine is telling that, okay, I have created that table. Okay. Now, if you want that, no, then we please show this. I want to see that whether the table has been created or not. Okay. So whenever you want to check whether the table has been created or not, you have to write DESC. DESC means describe. You see, most of the keywords in SQL, okay, they have the exactly same as a dictionary meaning. Okay, so DSC means describe. So you write describe employee. Then again give semicolon at the last, select and run it. When you're writing DESC, it means you are telling SQL engine. I get some background noise. When you're writing DSC at the table name, it means you are telling to SQL engine that SQL, please describe this table employee, or please show me the structure of this table employee. Okay. So now again, click on this run button. Now please verify this. What was the name of the table? Employee. That is showing, engine is showing that Tanvir, this is your employee. Now, one thing I will tell you here. Please don't get confused that Tanvir, here you have written employee all in lowercase, but it is coming in uppercase, that is in capital letter. So please ignore that. We will discuss when I will teach you this. Where is that upper and lower? When I will cover this part, no? Upper lower, then I will tell you where to use uppercase, where to use lowercase. Okay, so please ignore that part for the time being. So uppercase, lowercase, both are same here. When they are different, I will tell you that. Okay, so this is the employee table. Now SQL engine is telling that when we see these are the columns. What is the first column? EMP ID.
Hello? I think there is a network issue from our side.
Yes, I guess. I thought I was the only one. All right.
Can you hear me now, guys? I'm audible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
audible,
Yes.
Tanvir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sorry, I think I was disconnected. Just a minute, let me share my screen again. Okay, so far is this clear? You understood?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
Let me share my screen. Just a minute. Okay. Let me know once my screen is visible. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, visible, sir.
Visible, sir.
Okay. So you see, you have created the table employee with 4 columns. All the 4 columns are here. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now the second is null. Please ignore it. What is this null? Please ignore, because you see we have a separate session about null. Okay, we will discuss in detail what is null, what is not null, what is the difference between zero blank and null. So that is a different topic of discussion. So I don't want to trigger that discussion now, otherwise it will deviate from this topic. Okay, we will discuss it in detail after few classes. Okay. Then the next is type. This type is the same thing which I told you, the nature of data. Here you will get confused. You will think that Tanvir, you have written int, but here it is written as number. So if you're writing int, internally engine will understand that, oh, Tanvir wants to store or save number. That is why it has written number here. Clear? So wherever I have written int, it will represent it as a number. Clear? Okay. Now this is varchar 50. See, it is varchar 50. Here it is too. So again, please ignore this. I have told you in the beginning that somewhere we'll see varchar 2. I will discuss all these things slowly one by one. This is again varchar 250. So this proves that yes, SQL engine has created the table with the name employee. And I have this 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. And this is the data type. So what we have done, we have created our table, and we have created table with the columns. So any question before I proceed further, guys?
Yeah, Tanvir. Suppose if
Yeah,
I
please.
write number in place of int, will that work?
In few databases that you have to write data type as number. In few databases you have to write int. So better in this Oracle platform throughout the course we'll be using int. But if you're practicing on SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, there you have to write number. These are the few minor cosmetic differences are there between different databases. But you don't worry about that. I will show you all these things.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other question? Okay. So now we have created a table, we have column. So you have constructed the house now. What next? What you will do after that? You will stay there, right? So now you have constructed, you have created this employee table. The next thing is to insert data, to save data, right? So to save data in a table, you have to write insert. Okay, and don't think that all these commands I have to remember, I have to mug up. No need to remember. At least 1,000 times this keywords will be repeated in this entire course. So no need to remember, no need to mug up anything in this course. Okay. So now I want to insert data, I want to save data in this employee table. So for that you have to write insert into employee. So the meaning of this line is you are telling SQL engine that I want to insert some data into employee table. Okay. Then you have to write the values. What data you want to save, right? Suppose employee ID 1. Okay. And what was the name? Suppose the name is Abdul. and department is suppose HR and salary is 500. I'm taking some dummy data here. Okay, please don't compare this with this Excel data. Maybe this can be different. You can save this as well. But I'm saving this data. One of the HR 500 and then this column. Now see, this one means employee ID is one. The second data is Abdul. This is employee name. Okay. Third is HR. This is your department. Fourth is 500. This is your salary. Is this clear? Okay. So now again, select this, click on the run button. Now engine is telling one row or one record is inserted. It means SQL engine is telling that Tanvir, I have inserted this record in this employee table. Hope it is clear. Okay. Now you must be thinking that, okay, Tanvir, can you show me this where this data is saved or stored? So whenever you want to verify the data, that where this data has been saved or stored, okay. So for that, what you have to do, you have to write select. Select means you are telling SQL engine that please display me the data. Okay. So what data you want? All the records, then write a star. The star means you are telling I want to see all the records. From which table? What is the name of table? Employee. So you have to write from employee. So the meaning of this query is select. What is the meaning of select? Display. You are telling SQL engine that please display a star. A star means everything, all the columns, all the data, whatever you have inserted. From where? From the employee table. Okay. Now again, select this, click on the run button. Verify the data. Now see, we've got this data. One, employee ID is one, employee name is Abdul, department is HR, salary is 500. So congratulations, we have created our employee table. We have this columns in this table, and successfully we have inserted this record in this table. So now, do you have any question before we proceed further?
Semicolon is mandatory.
Semicolon, actually, it is not mandatory in few of the databases, but in few of the databases it is mandatory. Here, if I will remove this, even this code will work. But on a safer side, not to confuse the participants, we recommend them to make it a habit of always keeping semicolon at the last. Okay.
So to insert second row, again I have to write insert into employee.
Yes. Now suppose I want to insert one more record. So now what you have to do, same thing you have to write again. Insert into employee values. Now suppose the employee ID is 2 and suppose the name is John and suppose the department is sales and salary is 400. The same thing you have to write. Now again semicolon at the last, select this and click on the run button. Okay. Now see again engine is telling one row is inserted. So now your SQL engine has inserted this record. Okay. Now again if you want to verify that no, then I want to check whether this record has been inserted or not. Then again run the same query. Select the star from employee. Okay, so this will give you all the records which has been inserted. Now see, you inserted employee ID 2, name is John, department is sales, salary is 400. Is this clear?
So what is CSV file?
CSV file is different, comma separated file. Okay, so what happens like here you must be thinking that okay, 2 records you have written insert into employee values 2 times, but in my project I have 10,000 records and that is in a CSV file. CSV file is nothing but your Excel file, but it is comma separated. So how I can insert all the 10,000 records? Do you think that we one by one I have to write this insert into employee query? This will take a lot of time. So actually when you will work in a project, Okay, or it is the task of a data engineer to load data, to save data. You will never use this query. Okay, this is just for the simple, I'm telling you for the simplicity that how we insert data. When you have huge volume of data, then you have a concept of loader. Okay, so automatically it will take data from the Excel file and it will load that in the table, whatever you have. Okay, so there comes the concept of CSV file, that I have data in the CSV file, I have data in .NET file. That is a different concept. Maybe we can discuss it a little bit.
So before loading that 10,000 volume of data, do we need to describe the data
No.
type?
Describe whatever I have written. No, this is just for our purpose, just to
No,
verify the table structure.
no. I mean, do we need to create table and specify the data type?
Yes. This
And
is
then we can
mandatory.
directly load.
Yes, this is mandatory. You
Okay.
have to create a table. You have to mention the column name. You have to mention the data type. Once the table is created, then only through loader you can load all the data of the CSV file in one go. Okay,
Yeah.
this you have to do. Okay,
Good.
so actually that part we cover in the ETL batch. Okay, like how the source team will send data, then how we'll extract data and we'll save it. But maybe if time permits, we can discuss it here. Okay, so from this, do you have any other question, guys?
So DSC employee, when you write, so it is showing the metadata of the table. And when
You can tell literally it is showing you the metadata. Okay, but okay, fine. You can tell it is a metadata of the employee table. Okay. Any
Suppose
other question?
we have to change the salary of Abdul, so we have to.
For that, we have update command. We'll discuss it. I think it is there. You see, through this, I will tell you. Maybe after some time, we'll discuss that. Okay, I have inserted some data, and then we realize that, oh, this is 500 is not correct. This should be 1000, and how to change it. So we have this update keyword. Through this, we can modify it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other question? No. Shall I proceed further?
Sir, small dot, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, why the star is selected, sir? Means a star.
A star means I want all the columns. Now suppose your manager is telling that no, don't show all the columns. I'm interested only in the employee name and their department. Okay. So because maybe the salary is a confidential data, right? No one wants to reveal their salary, correct? So now in your project, the requirement is they're telling that no, display only employee name and department. Please don't display salary. This is confidential data. So for this, what you have to do, don't write a star. Write employee name, comma, department. From which table? Employee. Okay. So now the meaning of this query is you are telling SQL engine that I want only employee name column and department column from employee table. Now when I will run this query, this will show you only employee name and department. Please verify. See, now you have only employee name and department now. Hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can customize this. So the columns, what you want, you can write it. Suppose you want only employee name and employee ID. Okay, so you can write employee name and employee ID. So you have employee name and employee ID. If you are thinking that no, please display employee ID before employee name, then what you have to do, you have to shift this employee ID before employee name here. Okay. Employee ID, employee name. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Any question, guys, anyone? No questions. Okay. Now I want to insert one more record. Okay. And suppose this time the ID is 3 and the name is Aman. Okay. And the department is tech. And salary is suppose 800. Okay. And click on the run button. Oh, it is throwing error message. Can you think and tell me why it is throwing error message?
Tech is not
Because
within codes.
not there in the
Will be
table, it
provided
will be
into
not there.
the inverted comma.
Good. See, I have done a mistake here. This tech, what is this tech? This is department,
Correct.
right? This is department. And what is the data type of this?
Varchar.
Varchar 50. So there is a rule that for the column which is of varchar 50, the data must be within quotes. You see, I have not given quotes here. So you have to write it within quotes. Now see, this text I have written within this inverted quotes. Now if I will run this, we check them. Now the record is inserted now. So from this what we learned, if a column data type is varchar, that value must be within quotes. Okay, now if you want to check the data, select the star from employee, run it again. Now you see you have ID 3, name is Raman, department is tech, salary is 800. Is this clear, guys?
Yeah. So it should be single quote or can we write double quote also?
You can write any quotes. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have a doubt. Can I ask?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Because what we have created that employee table, in that if it's there is no for example, Aman will be not there in that employee table, so we can you have created here. Is it possible, like if you don't have any profiles in the employee table, we can create here and that should be added to employee table as well?
So we didn't get your question. Profile means what?
See, we have created the table, right? Employee.
Right,
In
right.
that, you have created only 4 employees. Okay. That other
First,
than 4 employees, if you're creating new.
I have three employees as of now in this table. Abdul, John, and Aman.
I think she's
Are you
comparing.
comparing
Sorry,
with
she
this Excel
is
sheet?
talking about the Excel table.
Yeah. That is just for reference.
No, don't compare with this. This is just a dummy data I have written here, and here I'm creating other record. Okay.
Okay. That is either.
Don't
Okay.
compare
Thank
with
you.
that. Okay. There is no relation. Okay. Here just
I
some
thought
sample data I have taken, and here I'm taking some other sample data. There's no relation between this and this. Here I have used this just to explain you this. Okay. If you want to suppose, if you want to store this data, 5 Tom HR 300, then you can write it here.
Okay. We should insert that.
Correct.
Yes, right? Okay.
Yes, you write here 5.
Yeah.
5, and then this is Tom. This is HR. And this is okay.
Yeah.
Now you click on the run button. Now one way inserted, you can verify this. Select the star from employee. You see this record is inserted now. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Any other question, guys?
Can we do multiple insert, multiple row insert using single insert command?
That also you can do. Very good question. Like suppose I want to insert into employee value. Suppose I'm taking some value 4. Name is Rohan. And department is HR. Salary is 5,000. Okay. And suppose I have one more record. ID is 6. Okay. That's Yusuf. This is his image. Sales. Suppose 6,000. Now suppose I want to insert both these records. So you select both the records, but you have to give colon semicolon at the last. Select both the records at the same time. Click on the run button. Then both the records will be inserted simultaneously. See, I will click on the run button. So engine is saying one row inserted, one row inserted. If you want to verify this, run select star from employee. Please verify. One minute. If you're getting the one minute.
No, I think our question is something like.
Hold on. One minute. If you're getting this output, so again select this and run. Sometime the engine will take some time. Okay, now check it. You have 4 Rohan, HR 5,000. Then you have 6 Yusuf, sales 6,000. So both the records we have inserted simultaneously. I've asked some different question and I have answered something different.
Yes, I'm asking whether we can do it using single insert into instead of writing.
Yeah. Using single insert as well you can do. Okay. So we'll discuss that as well. Insert all into. Okay. Using that you can insert all the values in a single. I think you're talking about this format. Let me show you this. Simple concepts. Talking about this. You see, this is the way you write insert all into and just give the values. This will insert all in one row. This is also another. Is this what you're asking?
Yes.
No, I mean, can we give a comma and give all the variable instead of giving like insert?
No. You have to give the table names and then separately you have to give the values for each one of them. For each record separately, then you can insert it.
Okay.
So we can also do that now, like by giving the comma and insert only the values. It will be done in MySQL.
Yeah, that is what.
Giving comma and inserting only values. Sorry, I didn't
just
get that.
I said that your statement is insert into employee value 6, comma Yusuf, comma sales, comma 5,000. After that, remove the semicolon, give the comma, create
and
another
give the value alone.
Another bracket, and in that bracket you are providing only the values, only the column values. It will be give the output also, na?
That is restricted to MySQL only. Okay.
And
yeah, so and on different platforms, like I told you about this, like different databases we have. So all these databases, you'll find some minor differences will be there. Like I mentioned, like we have these different databases. All these databases, minute differences will be there, hardly 1%. Like see, I am telling you DSC employee, but if you will run this on SQL Server, it will not work. You have to write their SP_execute. So that I will tell you. But there will be minute differences on the different databases. Okay. So we'll explain you that. Not an issue. Okay, so that's why those sorry, just a minute. So those who are very new to the SQL world or to the technical world, I will recommend you that please don't get confused with multiple databases. If I'm teaching on Oracle, practice on it. Once you get some good maturity, then you can explore wherever you want, not an issue. Otherwise, you will get confused. And in your interview, the interviewer will never ask you a question that run this query on Oracle, run this query on Microsoft SQL Server. No, they will just tell you that write a SQL query, that's all. Okay. Yeah, please go ahead. What you're asking?
Yeah, is any limit for inserting the details, employee details?
No,
like, particular.
there is
No,
limit.
right?
You can insert n number of records. Now, one important thing I will tell you. This way of inserting data, you will hardly use in your project. Nobody uses it. Generally, I told you nowadays we have the concept of loader. Okay, so that will directly take all the record from an Excel sheet and will directly load it in a table. Okay, but we teach this as well. Sometime when you are doing some testing, you're doing some analysis, you want to insert 1 or 2 dummy records, so you can do it manually by this method as well. Okay, but if you want to store 10,000 records, 1 million records, you will never use this method. We have the concept of loader. It will take all the records from the file, it will load it, and that will be taken care by data engineers. That is the responsibility of data engineers to load the data. Okay. Is this clear, guys?
Sir, loader is a part of SQL where we are learning.
No. We don't cover it here. If time permits, I will show you one thing. Like there are few scenarios when participants suggest, we keep that in our alumni group. I think it is there. One minute, let me check. It's not there in this one. Okay. So there are few scenarios. Okay, when the participants they request that, then we can you cover this. So we make a note of those topics and we cover those topics in the alumni group. So if you guys are interested, so whenever we take session, we can cover that in the alumni group. That is very simple. We have a direct script. That script will take data from file and it will load it there. Okay.
Okay, sir. Because it is the most important to take a data, load it. So that's why I'm asking.
Okay. Any other question? So see, this is just the basics. This is like, this is not the actual thing. The actual thing will start when you're writing queries using joins and all these things. This is just, we are creating table, we are inserting data. The main story will start when you fetch data from the table. That is what I want to show you after this. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, see, these all things, whatever I told you, know, so this will be taken care by your data engineer or the SQL developer. They will create tables, they will insert data. You don't have to bother about all these things. Okay. But this is a part of curriculum. That's why we are teaching this. Now, the question is, now listen very carefully. This is your employee table. And the shortcut to run is Control Enter. Like suppose if you don't want to click on run from here, so select this and click on Control and Enter button simultaneously. Okay, it will execute. Now see, this is our employee table. Fine. This is our employee table. Now suppose in your project, your manager or your client is telling you that, okay, I want data of only those employees who are from HR department. Okay, I want details of only those employees who are from HR department. Is the question clear? First of all, what I asked, is the question clear?
Yes.
My manager is telling me that Tanvir, you are showing here the details of all the employees. No, I don't want the details of all the employees. Show me the details of only HR, those who are working in HR department. Okay. So for that, what you have to do, right select star from employee. Now you have to write where. Okay. Where is like a filter. Like suppose if you want to buy an AC, okay, from Flipkart. So what I will do? I will go for filter button. You have that filter button in Flipkart or Amazon or any other site. I will filter the brand. Okay, I want Hitachi or Blue Star. And I will filter the ton. I want 1 ton, 1.5 ton, or whatever it may be, right? You have that filter. I think you all have observed it. If you want to buy a mobile, you apply filter that, okay, I want 4 GB RAM or 8 GB RAM or whatever it may be. Then you will apply filter on processor, then the brand, then the camera, and all those things, right? Similarly, in the world of SQL, the filter is where. This is a filter. Okay. So you want to apply filter on which column? Department. So you have to write DPT department equals HR. You want only the HR employees, right? Department equals HR. So engine will understand that, okay, I want HR department employees. Okay. So now let me execute it. Okay, this is the output. This is my query and this is my output. Now I have a question. Do you think this is the correct output?
No.
No. Why?
because we have more
There are
rights,
three
right?
different HRs with three different combinations.
My question is, I am telling to my manager that Abdul is working in HR department, right? But my manager is telling that no, Tanvir, we have some other employees as well who are working in HR department, right? You can see here, Tom is also working in HR, Rohan is also working in HR department, right? Then my manager is telling, Tanvir, your output is incorrect. You are telling that only Abdul is working in HR, but I could see that Tom and Rohan, they're also working in HR. Why you are not displaying it? So do you think this question of manager is correct or not? He has raised a valid
Yes.
concern.
Correct.
Yes,
Yes,
it is
that's a
correct.
valid concern. Manager is telling that I could see Abdul, Tom, and Rohan. They all are working in HR department. But Tanvir, why you are showing only Abdul? Then I will tell to my manager that, sir, I have written this query where department equals HR and this is done. Now please hold on. First of all, let's try to understand how this query is getting executed by the SQL engine. Okay. There is a concept of order of execution. Again, I will repeat, please don't mug up anything. Okay. So all these concepts you have to understand in a conceptual manner, then it will be very easy. From, joins, on, where, group by, aggregate, having, window, select, distinct, modify, or talk about what it may be. I know many of this will be new for you, but don't worry about this. Why I have written all these things? I just want to tell you how how SQL engine executes your query. Okay. First of all, SQL engine will execute from. Now you will be surprised. But Tanvir, you have written select, no? I have written select, but the way how engine process your query is different. It will start with the which keyword first of all? From keyword. Okay. That's why in order of execution, from keyword comes at the top. So in from what I've written? Employee. It means I'm telling SQL engine that SQL, I want some data from employee table. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So what the SQL engine will do, it will search the employee table in the database, because in a database, you can have thousands of tables. So it will search for the employee table in the database. It will copy it. It will copy it and it will keep it in the temporary memory somewhere. Okay, so this is your employee table. It will keep it in the temporary memory. So from is done. So from task is over. After from, which keyword you will execute? You have select and where. So which one you will execute after from?
Where?
Okay. Then engine will pick this where. The moment your SQL engine will see where, your SQL engine will understand that, oh, user is telling me to apply some filter. User is telling me to apply some filter. Okay. So filter, but on which column? Which column? Department column. So now your engine will focus on this. Guys, this is very important to understand that how internally your engine is executing query. So now your engine will focus on this department column because your engine has understood that Tanvir wants to apply some filter on the department column. So he will focus here. Now, department, what you want? I want HR. Now here you have to be careful with the case. Case means if it is written in uppercase or lowercase, you have to be very careful. Tell me one thing. Suppose my Gmail password is cat@568. If I will log into the Gmail using this ID, do you think I'll be able to log in?
No.
No.
Why?
Yes.
Because I have
The
changed the
uppercase.
case, right? Here A and T was in lowercase, but I have written in uppercase. You all know this. Similarly, in SQL, the data is case sensitive. Data is case sensitive. It means like what all data you have inserted. Again, I'm getting some background noise. What all data you have inserted. See, these all are data. This all are data. This is case sensitive. So you have to write it exactly how you have saved it. So if you are searching for HR, now engine will search this HR in this column, record by record. So do you think this HR is same as this HR?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
this record engine will select that. Okay, this is the this HR is what we are looking for. So do you think this and this is same?
No.
No. This is HR. This is sales. So this record will be rejected. Next record. This is HR. This is state. Are they same? No, different. So this is also rejected. Now tell me this one. Do you think this HR and this HR is same?
No.
No. Here
No.
R is in uppercase. Here this R is in lowercase.
No.
So they are not same. So that's why this record will also be rejected. What about this?
Rejected. Difference in
It
case
will
sense.
also be rejected because the cases are different. Here you're searching uppercase R, uppercase H. Here it is lowercase h and lowercase r. That is different. This is also rejected. And finally, this is also rejected. So finally, which record you selected? This record. Then engine will display here that, okay, this record has only fulfilled this filter condition. Is this clear so far? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes. Okay. After where, then which keyword your engine will execute?
Select.
Select. After where, engine will come to this select, right? Okay. In select what? So where department is also done. Let me change the color. Dark green. This is also over. Then engine will come to this select. The meaning of select is display. The moment your engine will see select, the engine will understand that, oh, user wants to display something. Okay. After select, what we have written is star. So the meaning of a star is everything. So it means user is telling to display all the columns. So all these columns will be displayed. So finally, this will be your final output. If you want to check, check. This was output of your single SQL engine. Now verify. We got the same output. Have you got the same output, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so output is same. So first of all, tell me, you understood how engine executes your query?
Yes, Tanvi.
Yeah. Okay. So like this, we have to learn for each and every keyword, like joins, how internally engine executes it, score related query, window function, how internally engine is executing it. When you will understand that part, then it will become easy for you to write even the complex queries. That's very important. Okay. So now I have published this to the manager. My manager is telling that Tanvir, I don't agree with this output. This is not correct, right? I explained everything this to the manager. Manager is telling that is your headache, that SQL is case sensitive or not. I don't agree with this output. I want all the employees who are working in HR department, whether it is in lowercase, uppercase, uppercase, any case, that is your headache. Is the question clear what manager is telling?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I told that, okay, fine, sir, I will do something. So then what I have done, I will write here upper department equals HR. Now let me execute this query. Now tell me, is this correct output?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now this is the correct output. Manager is happy that okay, fine, Tanvir. This is the correct output. Abdul, Tom, and Rohan, they all are working in the HR. Now, you must be thinking that what magic this upper has done, right? That we got all the outputs, right? Fine. So now we will try to understand that what we have done with the help of this upper. But so far, is the things clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's analyze this query, how it is getting executed. Okay. Okay. In this query, which keyword your engine will execute first?
From.
From. Okay. First of all, you will execute from employee. Okay. From employee means you will take copy of this. Keep it here. Okay. After this, which keyword?
Where?
Where?
Where. So in where, okay, 1 minute guys, I have Python batch starting at 10. So I have to inform to the participants. Wait, just a minute, give me 1 minute, okay? Oh. Okay. So from employee, so engine will take a copy of the employee table. This is an employee table. Then you have where. What is the meaning of where?
Filter the record.
To filter. Okay. Now this is interesting. To filter. Then you have written upper department. The meaning of upper department is you are telling SQL engine to convert all the data which is in department column in uppercase.
Uppercase.
Okay. All the data in department column in uppercase. So engine will convert everything in uppercase. Just a minute. Now see, all the records has been converted in uppercase. Please verify. This is converted in uppercase. This is converted in uppercase. This is converted in uppercase. This is also converted in uppercase. So this is the meaning of upper. Is this clear?
Yes.
Is this clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, don't think that this will be done in the parent table. No. This is your parent table, sir. This is your parent table. I'm not touching this table. I've taken a copy of it. So everything is happening in the copy, right? In the temporary memory. This conversion of department in upper table. We have done this in the temporary memory. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See. I have written here upper, no? Correct? But do you think this department is everything is in uppercase? No.
No.
So don't think that this will change the data of the original table. No. I will explain you each and everything one by one. So listen very carefully. So upper department means in the temporary memory, it will, our temporary memory is like a rough area. When you are writing your 10th standard maths exam, so you used to take the last page as a rough page, no? You perform all the rough things there. So temporary memory is a rough memory. You can think like in the software field, that's a rough memory, okay? So you're converting all the department values in uppercase. Is this clear, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what you are searching here? HR. What you're searching? HR. Now tell me one thing. Take your time, think over it, then answer. Don't be in a hurry. This HR, you are searching in upper department or in this department? Which one?
In upper department.
Upper department.
In upper department, because clearly you are telling SQL engine, the boss, I want to search this HR in upper department. So first of all, convert department in all in uppercase. Then search this HR. So this HR will be searched in this upper department. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell me, is this HR same as this HR? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So this is selected. This is different. So this is rejected. Exactly, this is how your engine works. This is also rejected. Now tell me this one. Is the same as this?
Yes.
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes. This is also selected. Now this one, same
Yes,
as
it
this.
is.
This is also selected. Now this is rejected, right? Now tell me one thing. This HR, you are getting this from which data? You're getting this from this data. Correct, no?
Yes.
This HR, you are getting this from which data? From this data. And this HR, you're getting from which data? From this data. So actually you selected this record. You selected this record. And you selected this record. So finally, these records you have selected. Okay. Then after this, the select star will be executed. The meaning of select is to display. The meaning of the star is all the columns. So engine will display all the columns. That's why now if you will execute this query, so you have this output and you can check this output is exactly same as what we have done the analysis here. Check both outputs are same or not. Okay.
Yes.
So hope it is clear.
Yes, Tanvir.
Yes.
So you understood how this upper, with the help of this upper, we fetched all the records. Now, similarly, we have a concept of lower. Okay, so maybe we can discuss it tomorrow. So I will stop here. We will be having the classes from tomorrow the same time, 8 to 10. Okay. And those who have any question, any doubt, you can connect with me. And we keep limited participants in each batch. I think almost 60, 70. Almost 60, 70 seats are reserved. So those who want to opt, sorry, those who want to continue, you can connect with me on a present window. Okay. And we will share the recording, this Excel sheet, this coding, whatever we have done, everything in the January group as well as the target group. Okay. So if you have any question, you can ask, or those who want to drop, you can drop. Thank you.
Hi, Tanvir.
Yeah, please tell me.
So can we can solve this problem like in another way also, like we can use I like operator, so we don't have to convert in uppercase.
Which operator you're telling? I like.
I like. Yes.
Oh, that
So
also
it
you
is
can
case
do. So
insensitive, so it will take both small and upper.
yes, I agree. You can do that as well. But like operator, actually, I have not taught them. That is in that, then I have to explain you wildcard operator and all those things. But yes, you can do using that as well. Even you can solve this using lowercase as well instead of upper. That we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay.
Is it first session of Python course today as well?
No, Python, that is that batch is already going on. So another 1 or 2 weeks it will be over. New batch will start by 2nd or 3rd week of May, I think. Okay.
So Tanvir, I have a question here.
Yeah.
So you told regarding the internal working, right? Like the employee table will be fed in the temporary memory, and after that the way the where statement will be executed. So here we are selecting only HR records. So after whether the temporary table will remove all the other records and just keep HR records, and what will happen after the where command?
You see, once this where engine will execute, so this record will be selected finally. So engine will display this, After this, engine will delete all these things from the temporary memory. Everything will be deleted. Okay. So that's why I told you the original table is here only. It will not delete the original table. Okay. It will take a copy of it. And then on the copy data, it will perform all these things. And then finally it will display this data. Then it will delete all other things in that from the temporary memory. And then your temporary memory will be free. Is this what you're asking?
Yes, like say if I have where department equal to HR and salary equal to 500, if I have a select query like that. So
Okay.
the second one, the salary and the salary equal to 500, right? In that case, from where my select command will execute, you have.
Okay. Okay, so I'm explaining this to you, but others you can ignore it because and command I have not explained now. Maybe we'll discuss it tomorrow. Just because she is asking this question, that's why I'm explaining it. Okay, so this is what you're asking, right?
Yes.
So what engine will do? First of all, engine will execute till here, and till here, this will be the output.
Okay.
Now from this, then engine will check that, okay, the other condition in where is and. You know, and is like a strict operator. It will check both the conditions. If both the conditions are satisfied, then it will display the output, right?
Yeah, true.
Then it will then it will check in this selected record that what all records have salary 500. Then in the salary column, it will focus in the salary column and it will check the value 500. Okay. It will search, it will compare. So is this 500? Yes, this is 500. Okay, so this is selected. Is this 500? No, this is not 500. So this is rejected. Is this 500? No, this is also rejected. So finally, then engine will display only this report.
Okay.
Okay, let me run this and you can verify from the database as well. Okay, please verify this. Get the same output.
Yes.
Okay, so we will discuss this in detail tomorrow. That if I have AND operator, if I have OR operator, the how engine will execute it.
Yeah, and when after execution, after displaying the result, all the other will be like everything will be removed from temporary space,
Yes,
right?
temporary memory will be freed. Okay, everything will be removed from there. You have to free it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
This
Any other
SQL
question?
course, this SQL course for how many weeks?
This is for 7 to 8 weeks. Eight weeks, yeah, to go because this is the weekend batch, no? So almost 8 weeks we have to be like it's almost 50 hours course. Okay, because the reason is we are starting from scratch and we have to put in advanced SQL. Okay, and we have to go one by one. Then we have to solve a lot of assignment questions, and the session will be interactive. And that's why it goes for 50 hours or more than that, maybe.
8
Okay.
weeks means 16 classes.
8 into 2, yes, 16 classes. 16 into 2, that will be you are calculating 32 hours, but maybe sometime it can extend, it can go to 40, 50 hours. So generally it will be 50 hours approx, because sometime 8 to 10, it can go to till 8 to 10, 15, something around that. Okay. Any other question? Sometime even this happened. The session is very interactive. Participants are asking a lot of questions. And the session can extend from 8 weeks to 10 weeks. That also happens. Any other question, guys? Anyone?
Is there any ETL batch starting soon?
ETL batch maybe by May end we will plan. Okay, but we don't have a tentative time as of now. Even tentative time I don't have, but maybe we are planning for May end. Okay. Okay.
Tanvir, will we cover
Yes.
from the industrial means practical approach to what the industry is going through? Because see,
Yes,
I'm a data engineer, so I'm definitely here from that perspective. So suppose I'm taking the example of the insert. So as we are loading the data, use data by the loader. So from that perspective, I'm thinking about. So will we that cover like this in this course?
See, the loader, the data, loading data from a loader is not a big deal, right? In that, when you're creating a data pipeline, right? Inside that, you're writing a business logic. For that, you should know SQL. You have to write complex queries using CT, using subqueries, right? So our main focus is that part. Okay, the logic part, how you should be strong in writing SQL queries. Okay, how you can translate your business requirements into SQL queries. That is the main intention of this course.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question before we close the session for today? No. Okay. Fine then, guys. So another within 3 to 4 hours, we will share the recording and all this Excel sheet in the workbook. Okay. So you can connect with us if you need any clarification, irrespective of like whether you are joining the course or not. You can always ask question even in that generic group. You can share your question there. We will reply. We will tell you the solution of those questions.
Tanvir, will you send the same link to tomorrow?
No. We'll share different link, and that will be in target group only.
Okay.
Fine. Every day we'll share a new link.
Okay.
What will be the class timings and the
8 to 10.
30s?
Saturday
Okay,
and
8 to 10
Sunday,
AM
8
and
to 10 AM ISTS.
okay, thank you.
And after each and every class, we will share the recording with you. Fine then. Okay, guys, take care. We'll connect tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.